Okay, so this is the unbranded bicycle light, and inside you get the two lights, a front and a rear, a double-headed or double-tailed USB-A to USB-C charge cable, and four, not quite sure why four, it's good to have spares though, mounting straps. Both lights are of similar construction in that they have two different LED areas, and they both have on the left hand side here a single LED which is lensed, and the remainder of the LEDs are sort of broad area lighting. So if we have a look at the white one first, turn it on with a simple press of the button, that's all the wide area LEDs on currently. Press again to go to the next mode, and we get the focused single cool white LED, whereas the others are quite warm. Come on. Press again, the wide area LEDs go off, and we're left with just the center one, which has this bright level, and then another bright level, and then we're back round again. So not very many modes. If you are in any mode and you double press the button, you get a crazy flashing disco affair, which is all the LEDs being flashed. So you get the lensed one and all the wide area ones. Press again, that goes off, and you're back to the mode that you were in when you press the double pressed. So here I've got all LEDs on. What I really like about these lights is that when it's a long press to turn off, short press to turn back on again, comes back in on the mode that you left it. Unlike some of those torches where you have to cycle around all the modes, including the off mode, this one it's just a long press for off, short press for on, and you get the mode that you were in before, which is really handy. So if I go to a different mode, there we go, just the wide area warm, press and hold to turn off, and press on, we're back in that mode. That's neat, like that. So turn that off, have a look at the strap. So pull the strap in. That's quite handy because it will actually, to a certain extent, stay on the light. So when you take it on and off, you don't necessarily have to handle all these things separately. You can keep it connected. Using my finger as a dummy handlebar, comes around the back end, and that's it. So there's quite a lot of stretch in here, so you can put it around some quite large bars. And if it's super short and you want a much tighter fit, then you can move up on the strap. So that's quite nice. Moving on to the red one. The red one's nowhere near as bright as the white, but it has the same format here of wide area LEDs and then a lensed one. Turn that on. Here I've got all LEDs on. That's wide area LEDs only, and that's different brightness. This one has built-in flashing modes. It doesn't respond to the double tap in the same way that the headlight does, and so you just cycle around the various modes. This the red LED has more built-in modes than the first one, and you can see you can get various modes. Long press for off, press for on, back in the mode that you were in, just like the white front LED, which is really nice. Okay, so we'll turn that off. Let's have a look at the charging. So the charge port is connected by a rubber bung. Only practice will tell us how truly waterproof that is. Open the bung, and then when you connect up, there's a small green indicator underneath the on-off button, and it's a bit more evident on the white LED. You can actually see it from the front. There you go, but you can't on the red. So look on the ends. This is flashing while charging, and helpfully, whilst I've just plugged this in, the red one has completed charging, and then you get a solid light to let you know. So that's quite neat. So plug them in, wait till it goes solid, unplug it, and then put the bung back in, and you're good to go. I think these are really quite neat, and yeah, for the price, I think represent good value.
The brightness on them is pretty good. There are different modes. Switching this on for the rear light, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. The front light has a different sets of bulbs, different combinations of bulbs. There are 4 lights around the outside of the ring that are lower powered. This is a high powered bright point light in the center, and different modes for it. I'm not going to point it right at the turn on. You get all the main lights. You can add the spotlight, and you can see that you get a very bright spot from that. This will remove, this will add a different spotlight, excuse me, that's a bright white, lower power. This is back to the warmer light and more of a floodlight. You can also double click to turn this on, and you'll get a flashing strobe. These are very lightweight. They do seem like they will strap on very well. I'll go try that on the bike after I get done here. It claims that it's 2 hours to charge, and they have 5 or 6 hours, depending on the lights that you're using, of usage. I know it's daylight, but I hooked it up to my wife's bike because it was easier to access right now. Strapped around the back post. This is the light. It's not super bright outdoors, but it is day type still. On the front, the full setting is, again, not terribly bright. You can see some shadow of the spotlight out there. The front light is also just right around the handlebars. It's an easy enough connection, and it can be adjusted up and down. These are not for hardcore bikers who are going to be out a long time at night. For me, I just need it for short trips when I'm out a little bit later than expected.